Come on, bro. We go right around the corner to the bus stop.
Every day, George Harris and his 4-year-old son Nicholas embark on a lengthy commute to his school.
There you go.
3 buses and more than 1 hour. But the tough part is not the journey, it is the point of departure. It keeps changing. That's because this father and son have lived in 2 different homeless shelters in the last 8 months. George had a series of low-paid manual jobs in catering until a heart attack 6 years ago put him out of work. Then his partner, Nicholas's mother, and the only breadwinner in the family, left them for another man.
Stop requested.
It is a case of personal misfortune meets general decline. With more than 1.6 million American children homeless, their story is no longer unusual.
And you're a good father.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good father.
George was determined to keep custody of Nicholas, but living on $800 a month disability allowance, about £500, it's impossible to get a flat
Come on, Nick.
in a city where the average rent of a 1-bedroom apartment is more than twice as high.
And this the bathroom.
This is their latest home. It's officially called a transitional shelter. 2 small bedrooms and the bathroom. Luxury compared to the dormitories of the last shelter. But the place is Spartan. The rules are strict. 11 p.m. curfew, no visitors except for a few hours at the weekend.
This Nick right here.
But at least it has privacy, a vestige of dignity for a man and his boy who have very little else.
How does it feel to live like this?
I feel a little bad about it because I should be doing better.
You should be doing better.
Yeah, I should be doing better.
Who do you blame for this?
I blame myself.
You blame yourself?
Yeah, I blame myself basically, you know.
Not the economy, not the government.
The economy, it put a lot of pressure on you.
Pressure indeed. The number of homeless families in Washington has risen by 10% in just 1 year. Ironically, there are plenty of empty houses in these cities. The owners have long gone, often unable to pay the mortgage, and the houses have become repossessed by decay.
This sight is distressing, but it is by no means uncommon in any big American city. And that's because the foreclosure crisis that has gripped this country affects homelessness in 2 ways. Firstly, people are thrown out of their homes because they can no longer afford a mortgage. Secondly, once those homes are abandoned, this is what happens to them.
What is a tune?
A tune is like a song.
Community of Hope is a transitional shelter set up specifically for homeless families. College students volunteer for after-school tuition. Washington's poverty rates are nearly twice the national average, and the city has the highest rate of child poverty anywhere in the nation. 3 out of 10 children in this capital city, still home to the most powerful country in the world, are living at or below the poverty line. April Dunstan is about to start a new job in a youth centre, a job she got with help from Community of Hope. She and her 12-year-old son Joshua have lived here for just over a month, after being in an emergency shelter for almost a year. Their descent into homelessness was as rapid as it was typical.
Everything was peaches and cream until one day in May 2009, I got pneumonia and everything went downhill. Okay, get your pot, put some water in, you know how to do it. When I became homeless, I actually slept in my car for about 3 to 4 days. Good job.
Joshua conceals his homeless existence from his friends like a stain of shame.
Like, I got a best friend. I probably think, like, if I would have told my best friend that, like, one day we might get in an argument and he might say, oh, you homeless or you live in this shelter, then everybody might pick on me, so I just never told nobody.
Joshua wants to be a truck driver or a firefighter when he grows up. But the people who work with kids like him worry about a whole generation growing up without a home and without hope of a better life. The authorities think that about 99% of the homeless population in Washington is African American.
When I think of families who are homeless, I think my own family and my children. And when I talk to my children about it, I also think about, as a child, what it would be like if you had to change schools 3 times in a year. What would it be like if you could never invite your friends over to play because you were embarrassed about where you lived or you didn't live any place? Or what would it be like trying to do your homework if you didn't know where you were sleeping tonight?
The economic reality is conspiring to make everything else worse. Rents are rising, more and more homes are being repossessed, and charities like Community of Hope are having their funds cut in a time of virtual recession.
You got your jacket on, Nick?
Back at the transitional shelter, George shows remarkable resilience. And as so often in America, the responsibility for a better life rests on his own shoulders.
How will you get your own space?
How would I get my own place? Keep on pushing what I'm doing now. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Sooner or later, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna beat this system.
Homelessness is nothing new in the shadow of Capitol Hill. A city built as a showpiece of America's achievements has long been a reminder of its worst shortcomings. But in the current economic climate, the face of homelessness is changing and getting decidedly younger. Entire families, mostly hidden from view, gnawing at the self-esteem of a country where owning a home was a part of everyone's dream. Matt Fry, Channel 4 News, Washington, D.C.